literally mobbed at an airport, and people are getting, well, fans and people are getting upset at the fans for showing up. Once again, BTS Army has lost the plot. Hi, my name is Kiki and welcome to my channel. It is mainly a BTS focused channel. I also talk about other K-pops. I go to K-pop concerts. Like, share, subscribe. Please, I post videos. I'm not on the schedule pretty frequently. I do commentary, I do live streams, I do shorts. I talk about the history of K-pop. I talk about the industry of K-pop. In my channel, we definitely have grown people conversations. I am BTS Army, but I'm not a deluded fan. I do know what goes on in the industry, kind of behind the scenes, because I do know two people who are in the industry. They do not work for Hive. They're not talent. They're not they're not singers, but they do work behind the scenes. So I do get a little bit of insight. I'm not a gossip channel, however. We're going to talk about what's on the thumbnail. So let me start from the beginning. Let me start from the beginning, because y'all know I'm BTS Army, but I'm kind of on the peripherals of being BTS Army, because there are certain things in K-pop that I do not understand, and things that I do understand that I don't particularly like in K-pop fandom. So let me just clear that up and say that first. First of all, BTS V, aka Kim Tae-young, is a member of a global group called BTS. If you do not know who BTS, I don't know what rock you've been under, but you may not know. So people may not know K-pop, they may not know BTS, but they know Smooth Like Butter, Criminal Undercover. Most people have heard that song on grocery stores or wherever. And then Dynamite. Light it up like dynamite. Dun, 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 dun. Like people have heard this song. So people who don't even like K-pop, I've known, in America, they know you start singing Dynamite and Butter and they're like, oh, okay. They recognize who BTS are. So BTS V, Kim Tae-young, is a member of BTS. He was at the airport. Korea's 12 hours ahead of me, so there's a time zone difference, so I forgot what time it was that I got an alert. He had posted, I don't follow them on Instagram or X, but I do follow them on Weverse, and Weverse is the site that has a bunch of artists, and artists can interact with their fans, they can post things, they can go live. It's kind of like the YouTube for artists, okay? So he posted on Weverse a picture, and I said, oh, it looks like Kim Tae-young is at the airport, looking good. And I didn't think anything about it, because again, I don't follow them on Instagram. So then I woke up this morning and I saw a video pop up on my YouTube feed, because I do subscribe to Korean news outlets. A BTS V at the airport, like basically swarmed by fans at the airport. Now, before he went to the airport, Big Hit, which is or Hive, which is the company that BTS are managed by, signed by, they had put out a message. I don't know. I don't follow them on social media. I don't know. They put out a message on their website, maybe on Weverse, and I missed it, telling people not to show up at the airport and everything like that. Which, again, when they put out these messages, fans gonna do what fans do, which show up. Okay, so let's talk about that. So people started posting on YouTube, replaying the video and doing their commentary. They were blaming the fans. I can't believe these fans. V could have very much been bodily hurt by all these mob. I mean, these fans were pressing in on him. People have done videos where they blaming the fans. I say y'all missed the plot. You missed the whole point. So we're going to talk about what goes on. So stars travel all the time. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, they travel all over the world. They travel during tours. They travel to events. They travel. Right now, V is going to Paris. He's going to a Celine, what I heard, a fashion show. Okay. I'm just watching these videos, just waiting for somebody to speak the obvious. And the obvious is, which I thought everybody, all the fans knew this, but apparently they do not, because no one's brought this up. So Kiki's here to bring it up. Y'all do know that when they go to the airport with their hair done and their makeup on and looking good, you do understand that this is a PR thing. Y'all do understand that. That they don't just show up at the airport and somehow the press is already set up and somehow there's barricades all day. The airport knows ahead of time. The label or management calls the airport and they like, hey, airport. What? BTS flops? What are you talking about? What? I don't know. What are you talking about, NCT? I don't listen to NCT. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't listen to NCT. We're talking about the airport situation. I'm like, what do you? I'm not a K-pop stan. So I'm okay. NCT. The only thing I know about NCT is that Moon Tae is a whole essayist. That's all I know about NCT is 127. I don't have. If you watch my channel, I don't talk about any other K-pop group. It's just nothing to do with anything. So I don't know what you. I'm confused. I'm really confused. Obviously, I'm confused. The only thing I know about NCT is that Moon Tae is a rapist. That's all I know. That's about it. That's about it. Other than that, I don't know nothing else about any other K-pop group or what they doing. I don't follow other K-pop groups. Let me say that before I get started. I don't follow any other K-pop groups and nothing like that. So, I don't know what goes on in other. I especially don't follow no girl groups. At all. But I do go to BTS concerts. I mean I do go to K-pop concerts. I've been to Stray Kids. I've been to Enhypen. I've been to Gravity, ATEEZ. I've been to other K-pop concerts. So there you go. There you go. I've been to other concerts. I don't get in my. I'm not a delusional BTS fan. Y'all can say whatever you want to say about BTS. Okay. I don't know what do you want me to say? Okay. They gay. Okay. That's fine. I don't. Y'all expect me to get angry about K-pop? I don't take K-pop seriously. I don't. It's a boy band. They're a musical group. Yes, V is very popular. So for those people who didn't know, back to what I was saying, V is very popular. He is one of the most popular members of BTS. And I tell people, y'all do understand that K-pop singers, individuals, and groups, all groups, what they do, they're called airport fashion, airport runway. Like there's a whole term for it in the business. And like I said, this is not my speculation. This is something you can easily Google and look up. All of the K-pop industry goes through this airport thing whenever they're doing schedules. Period. I've seen nobody bring this up. That it's not like the media just shows up or buys the information. The media are told ahead of time. The media sets up way ahead before these stars show up. So the media is tipped off a lot of times by the agency that this person is going to be at the airport. They know how this is known is because when they go to the airport, they are looking good. Their hair is done. They're nice. V was looking really, really good. V was looking really, really good, y'all. Let me just sidebar. V was looking really nice. Okay. V has kind of changed his style a little bit, but my God, V is looking nice, y'all. V was looking real, real nice. Okay. So, show up at the airport. This is a PR thing. He's going to Celine. So a lot of times they'll wear their brand. They'll wear the brand or whatever, wherever they're going to. So like Hobie will show up at the airport with Louis V. What is it? Felix from Stray Kids. I think he's Gucci. Well, whatever. They'll show up wearing the brand or wherever place they're going to. This is a PR thing, right? This is what PR does. The problem is, this happens in the K-pop industry. The problem is, this is BTS. The problem is, BTS is not like a normal K-pop group anymore. So they are no longer a regular K-pop group. So they're no longer can go to the airport like some other people can, especially VV is very popular. So I'm watching this video and I'm like, that's not enough security. That's not enough barricading. And then people want to blame the fans. And I'm like, Y'all, BTS is beyond that. Like, yes, other groups can go through the airport. They can go through Icheon Airport and whatever, whatever, whatever. They can do that and put up barricades and have 4 or 5 security people. BTS cannot do that anymore. So I keep telling Army, BTS is no longer K-pop. All of K-pop is on different levels. You know, there's Elite, there's Blackpink, there's certain groups that are higher than others. Blackpink is very, very popular. I wouldn't advise this for Blackpink either to do this. Once they get to a certain level, like Stray Kids can kind of go through the airport. ATs, I could see them, but it's still a security risk. But Stray Kids, Blackpink, I wouldn't, international global groups, I would not advise them to walk through an airport and do this type of PR. And I understand the Korean media feeds off of this. Y'all, the Korean media needs the clicks, they needs the views, and they have agreement with the agencies for clicks and views and videos. Because the moment he goes to the airport, they already have a video package. And I'm like, dang, y'all edited the video that quick? Like, they edited the video real quick. Like, you'll see the videos pop up real quick, and this applies to anybody. Like I subscribe to these Korean news channels, and every time someone goes to the airport, whether it's a K-drama or a K-idol or whoever, it'll pop up saying such and such is at the airport, because again, their agency does these types of things. And again, I'm not blaming V. I don't know who idea this was. Hello, JK. You know, I don't know whose idea. Oh, YouTube didn't give you a notification. I don't know whose idea this was to go through BTS, to give BTS to go through the airport. Again, this is a normal thing that happens in K-pop. This is a normal thing that happens in K-pop. And so, you know, this is what they do, but BTS can't do this no more. Like, BTS is beyond to the point where they have to do this anymore. They don't have to do this anymore. So there you go. They don't have to do this anymore. But this is part of a PR thing. And again, nobody has mentioned this. I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, y'all know if they really, that K-pop stars travel, and if they really want to travel, they can do it at night. I'm like, why are they traveling? And I'm on people's comment sections, and I'm like, why are they traveling during the daytime? I'm like, why are we traveling during the daytime? I'm like, you do know that they can schedule it to, they can travel at night. Yeah, it was like a zombie horde. But to sit up here and blame fans, I'm like, Army, what do y'all want? Y'all want BTS to have all the things. You want them to win Grammys, you want them to win awards, you want them to be popular, to have successful solos and successful tours. We all want that. I want that, but the trade-off is, the bigger BTS becomes, the more that they are not K-pop singers anymore. K-pop groups can go through airports and do this little PR thing with the Korean media. K-pop groups can do that. K-pop stars can do that. BTS, they're global. These are global celebrities. I keep telling people, global celebrity. BTS is not that. I know some of y'all been fans for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. Let me take y'all back, because some of y'all have forgot. Y'all have to, a lot of y'all realize, but don't really realize, BTS became popular during the pandemic. So 2019, BTS star was rising. Butter and Dynamite came out. 2020, 2021, again, I was an Army then. Their popularity exploded, right? But then COVID hit. So they couldn't tour, they couldn't do anything, and so everything was stymied because of COVID. So as Butter and Dynamite became popular, BTS and Hybe had to think of cool ways to promote, and they did really, really good in promoting them. Hello. Maria said, V naturally is handsome. Oh, V is a beautiful man. V's a beautiful man. The fans love, I understand the fans online eat up V. Y'all love V a lot. Y'all go hard for V. And so V is one of the most popular members of the group. But y'all got to think, 2020, 2021, when BTS really started to get popular, it was COVID. So they had to find ways to perform and do things during COVID. So after COVID, they started doing their solos, then they went to the military. I keep telling armies, y'all have not experienced the full magnitude of BTS, but y'all finna feel it. So BTS really didn't get a chance to really get their stride popularity wise, but they're pretty damn popular. Like I said, people around here don't know K-pop, but if you start singing Smooth Like Butter, people be like Criminal Undercover, then people know who BTS is. BTS is not a K-pop group anymore. They're just not. These stunts and these tricks and these flips and these things that y'all want to do, that y'all want to have BTS at airports, and y'all want to, I tell Army, pick a struggle, because you cannot have it both ways. You cannot want BTS to be everywhere and everywhere and popular and have access to BTS without there being a flip side to it, because you're bringing in more casual people, you're bringing in gawkers, you're bringing in other people who aren't in these fandoms. They're not following them. They don't know about the hide messages. People may have been at the airport and heard that a BTS member there and they just went with it. And then we live in the digital age. This is not 10 years ago. This is not, I tell people, this is not even 2020. This is not 2020. Things have changed in 5 years. Things have changed in 3 years regarding TikTok and social media. Like it's news spreads real quick about where stars are at. And they're talking about there's no excuse for bad. It's not bad behavior, just fan behavior. It's just how, this is what fans do. Y'all mean to tell me, I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. Y'all mean to tell me, I live in Texas. Y'all mean to tell me that Beyonce gonna go to the airport? She gonna go to the airport without a security detail. V had like 4 or 5 security people. If I'm a PR person, I work for the label, my goal is to protect my artist. V should have never been put in that position. Fans are going to swarm. You're going to see it. So everybody get used to it, because BTS is not, this is not Boy Next Door or ATs, where they could just walk through the airport and just put a little barrier up and people, no, you have, and it's during the summertime in Korea, so you have a lot of international fans that are there. You have a lot of casual fans. You mean to tell me I'm not a Beyonce fan, okay? I'm not part of y'all. Don't come for me. I'm not saying anything about Beyonce fans. But you mean to tell me that I live in Texas and I see Beyonce walking down the street, you mean Beyonce not gonna get mobbed? Baby, I live in a small town. They be all over Beyonce. Not because I'm a fan, not because it's a celebrity. Beyonce is a celebrity. Taylor Swift is a celebrity. Taylor Swift, no, she can't go to the airport. People are gonna recognize her. She's one of the hottest acts and the most recognizable physically that people would see. Beyonce knows that if she goes somewhere, she got to have a security team with her. Because there's a chance that some fan is going to come up to her, somebody's going to hate on her, you never know what's going to happen. So I need BTS to stop being less K-pop and more like celebrities. I grew up in the day when Michael Jackson and Prince were popular. I grew up in the day when people would camp outside of Michael Jackson's hotel, and they would camp outside, y'all. I remember the days when no matter where Michael went, people were outside the hotel. People were at the airport. I remember watching Prince, not me watching, but watching videos of Prince on stage and women throwing panties and bras on the stage and hopping over the fence and dragging fans off. When they do when they do the Usher concerts, these older women go crazy. They are losing their minds in the audience. The Chris Brown concert, I went to a Chris Brown concert. It was wild. These women were trying to get over the barrier. Like I said, they was throwing bras. They was throwing panties. They was throwing numbers. These women was throwing numbers on stage. Ah! Chris Brown! Chris! Ah! He started dancing and humping the ground. Baby, people lost their mind. Like, are y'all kidding? I'm like, have you been to a concert that wasn't K-pop? That is where this is going. This is just, I hate to tell people, but if BTS come out with another album, more solos, they become more popular. They become household names. They become brands. They become, they're celebrities. Celebrities. People like, well, don't take a picture of them. If I'm sitting at a bar and there's Beyonce, I'd be like, girl, and I'm with my sister-in-law. I'd be like, girl, it's Beyonce over there. We're all gonna raise our cameras up and take pictures of Beyonce. First of all, I'm in America, so the laws are different. We don't have the expectation of privacy in public. There's no laws here preventing that in America. If somebody is out in public, you can videotape them, you can take a picture them. We don't have the expectation of privacy. I know in Korea they have different laws there. But it's just natural curiosity. Again, I'm not a Swiftie. I can name 2 Taylor Swift songs. I can name 5 Beyonce songs. I'm not a fan, but the fact that we live in a social media age where people want to put things on their TikTok, people want to be like, oh, I met the celebrity. People do things for clicks and views. There are people who have approached celebrities on airplanes in America, have said, provoked them. I remember the situation with Mike Tyson, where he was on an airplane and a guy was provoking him on the airplane. Not saying that it's right, but as a celebrity, you got to be like, okay, like this may happen to me. And so the agency has to prepare for it. I feel like Hybe and Big Hit have not experienced the full, and the fans are not ready for this. The fans are kind of in denial, like, oh, BTS can just go and carry their own life. They can live their own lives, but they're going to have to do it in a safe way. But this is, like I said, the airport runway thing, to blame the fans is insane to me. The same thing when JK and Jimin stood up after military and they told the fans not to be there, and the fans showed up anyway with the press. Because the press wants their shot. They don't have to do that. They don't have to go through an airport. They can fly a private plane. They can rent out a private plane. Hell, they have enough money. They could buy a private plane and a few of them and share them. They don't have to put BTS in these situations for clicks and views and to appease the Korean media. But that's kind of what happens in K-pop. I'm saying that works for other groups, but this is not it. The point is that fans can't have it both ways. Y'all want to see V at the airport. Y'all want to see Hobie get out the car and get ready to go to the Louis V event. Y'all want to see this person out here and they posting things on Instagram. You can't have it both ways. There's going to have to be a balance or a reckoning either way, because you can't have it both ways. It seems like fans want BTS to be everywhere and doing everything, but then none of the fallout. There's gonna you want BTS to do everything and everywhere, but then there's gonna be people everywhere and everywhere. If they go international, the laws and the etiquette international, you can't keep the same fan etiquette that you had for K-pop, because people don't care about that. Especially the younger fans. They're like, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about K-pop fan etiquette. As long as you're not breaking no laws, if the celebrities like, look, I'm busy, no autographs or whatever. That's just part of being a celebrity. They are not K-pop singers. They are celebrities. They are brand ambassadors. They are celebrities. So BTS don't know, fans don't know, they finna know. Because if BTS becomes more popular, they're not going to be able to just stroll through an airport. That's insane to me. They're not going to be able to walk in a store. I was like, I know a few famous people. They like, oh no, I ain't walking through no damn airport. Call my agent. Where my agent at? The agent would be like, my client is not gonna walk through no airport. Are you lost your damn mind? Get them on a private plane. No agent and no manager worth their salt. And I understand that it's different in America, are not gonna have their client walk through. Tom Cruise is not walking through airports if he could help it. He's a world famous actor. Tom Cruise is not going walking in the Gucci store with his kids like la-di-dee, la-di-da. He calling the Gucci store. He's no, he's not called. His handlers are calling the Gucci store saying, Mr. Cruise wants to come shop at your Gucci store. Let us know what day are available so you can shut down the store, please. No press. Don't let the press. There's a strip over here in a city, it's mine, in Frisco, where all the rich people shop. Don't you know they'll shut down the stores whenever famous people coming? They'll say store temporary closed. And they draw all the blinds, and you don't know who in there, because that's just not even celebrities, rich people. Rich people. Yeah, you hate Stray Kids. Why would they announce their schedule? They announce their schedule because they have a deal with the press. It's free publicity and free press. It happens all the time. Nobody goes to an airport with their hair done and makeup, and V was looking good, and he had his designer. No, K-pop stars travel all the time to go see their family, to friends. And another thing, they can travel at night. A lot of stars travel at night. They don't travel during the daytime. If they want to stay anonymous, a lot of stars travel at night. At night. 10 o'clock at night, he could have left earlier. This is a media play with the label. This has been going on for years and for decades. This is a old holdover from like the 1940s and 50s in Hollywood. They used to do stuff like this. Stars travel all the time in LAX. You would never even know. Never know that stars travel. They travel at night. A lot of them travel at night. Less people on the flights. Peace of mind. They travel at night. And then on top of that, if you are going to do stuff like that, you got to have more than 4 or 5 security people. It's just not going to work. In my mind, there, like I said, if I was a PR person, that would never, I'm like, we don't need the PR that bad. There's no way that BTS would travel like that. They would have a private plane. There's no way. Ain't no way. I'll be like, no, you're putting your artists at risk. Why would you put your artist's safety at risk? And then leave it up to the fans to be like, well, it's not going to happen. BTS is beyond that. Like I said, Stray Kids can do that. ATs can do that. All these other groups, y'all can keep on doing these airport runway. Look it up. Airport fashion, airport runway. It's a thing. Why do you think these stars show up at the airport and looking good and they're wearing brand name? Because the media has an agreement with the agencies to provide press for them going to whatever scheduled event they're going to. But I'm just saying that BTS doesn't have to do this. They and I understand this is a thing in the business. They don't have to do that no more. BTS are famous enough. They don't have to do that. And I understand them coming back from the military. They want to get the people talking and stuff like that. But to put your artists at risk for that is just dumb. I was dumbfounded. I was like, please don't. Like, I was watching JK and them go to the airport. I was like, they still going through the airport? Why are they still going? I know they flying. I hope to God they not flying coach. Shit. I was like, are they flying business class? Hopefully they're flying business class. I'm like, y'all do like, and then fans, people talking about stuff that they don't know to talk about. I've flown enough that I'm like, okay, if he's flying business and priority, you know, you don't have to go through the front entrance of the, yes, you do have to go through customs, and yes, you do have to go through security. But when you walk in the airport in Icheon, you don't have to go through the front. I'm like, you can go through they do have, you can arrange to where they don't have to go through the front. But like I said, I'm looking at this. I got peep game real quick. People are like, peep game. Look, they tell the press that they finna show up at the airport. I was like, are you serious? I learned this a long time ago, even before I was a K-pop fan. Because I never understood it, because I saw it back in 2021, 2022. I'm like, why are K-pop stars being, because it doesn't happen in America. Nobody mobs anybody in America. Sabrina Carpenter could walk through the airport, put a ponytail on, and walk through the airport late at night, and they wouldn't even know who she was. They would just think she's some lady going somewhere. Yes, Ross, BTS don't need that publicity. They do not. They don't need the headache of the publicity to put V's safety on the line. So I don't know what Say So V has. I don't know, what is, maybe it's in his contract to do these types of things. A lot of K-pop singers it is. But after this, I would hope that they would do some pushback. Because again, I'm not mad at the fans. I'm mad at Big Hit and Hype. I'm like, why are you putting your artists in what? What the hell are you doing? I'm like, why would you put your artist through that? Like, why? I wouldn't even do it with Stray Kids. Stray Kids are big enough to where they get mobbed at you think I'm finna have Felix up there? Baby, I wouldn't risk Blackpink. I wouldn't risk no global artist this kind of headache. BTS does not need a publicity. They don't need a publicity at all. They don't need a publicity at all. So this is not a thing. So the fact that nobody is talking about that this is what the agencies do. The Korean media don't just show up at the airport, or people online going, well, they buy the information. No, they don't. No, they don't buy maybe the fans have, but the media doesn't buy the media is there set up ahead of time. So I'm like, okay, if you pull up to the door and you see 10 media outlets there, my natural reaction would be like, okay, we're not going in this. We're going to the other interests over here, because this is a PR thing. I'm like, the media takes time to set up. They take time to set up barricades. The airport has to be notified ahead of time that V was coming. V is looking good. When you go to the airport, going to the airport is the most annoying shit that anybody's ever been to an airport. It's annoying. You're tired. You're like, you show up at the airport, you got a hoodie on, you got a hat. You're like, let's get this over with. No one shows up at the airport wearing designer labels. And I mean, V is lovely, regardless of what he wears. But he was dressed for a photo. All of them, if you go back and look, and not just BTS, all of them, solo, individual. There are times when the members travel, and like I said, when Jimin traveled to Tokyo, nobody knew Jimin was in Tokyo. One fan recognized Jimin and took a picture of him. I couldn't have spotted Jimin from a police lineup. He had a mask on, he had a hat on, he had black sweats on, he had glasses on. You would have never even known him. If K-pop singers want to fly, they fly all the time, y'all. They fly to events, they fly on vacation. They sometimes even fly with their booze. Let me say it for the people in the back. Y'all ready? Sometimes they fly at night with their boyfriends or girlfriends on vacations. So they know when not to be seen. They fly with their friends. They fly with their siblings. At night, they book a flight at night. They're like, okay, the flight is to be here 10 o'clock at night. Ain't nobody gonna be here. Let's go. Put your hoodie on. Let's go. And they walk to the airport like this. With no security or nothing. When Jimin went to Tokyo, I don't think he was with any staff or anything. Because the moment you show up with staff, people are going to kind of notice like, okay, who is this person showing up with security? But they fly all the time. It's not like they live in like this bubble where they can't fly. They do fly. They visit. They go places in between their schedules. Famous people fly all the time. What do? They do it at night. Why in the hell would you fly at like, what was it, like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday? On a Friday in Korea? In the summer? I'm like, are y'all that dumb? The fans are just like, oh my God. I'm like, if you don't want to face the zombie horde, fly at night. Don't tip off the press where you're, if you don't want to get mobbed at the airport, fly privately. Take a private airplane. BTS should not be flying commercial. Period. But again, these are old rules or things that happen in K-pop that fans that just kind of go over their heads without them thinking like, wait a minute. If he really wanted to fly, he could have left the night before. Yeah. Does he really have to go to front entrance? No. Wait a minute. Is he looking really good? He is. He pretty dressed up for the airport. Most people go to the airport in sweats. Most people are they don't look that good when they go into the airport. How did the press get here early and set up? It does take the press like an hour or two to set up. They got to set up cameras and tripods and all kinds. Yep. There was even a picture of V like high-fiving or dapping up one of the reporters. I'm like, yeah, because the reporters know they're coming there. I'm like, it's just logical. Like, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out, oh, this is what this is. But it got out of hand. And again, BTS they shouldn't do stuff like this anymore. Like when you're a group and you're first starting out, yes, like that group that just released from which is their name? Aeon. There's a new boy group. called Arrow, something like that. And when before they even debuted, they were at the airport, and I'm like, because how would you know these dudes are at the airport? Nobody even knows who these dudes are because the agency tipped off the Korean media so they can take pictures of them saying this is the new boy brand, and so people can take that and repost it on TikTok and social media. It's free publicity. This thing with V has generated videos, have generated live streams, yours truly, and has generated a bunch of publicity online for BTS and for V. Unintended, but again, in PR, there's no such thing as bad PR. So, I mean, it's a win-win for Big Hit. Either way, even though poor V putting his ass out there, you're almost getting mobbed. They're like, don't worry about it, Taeyoung. This is good. This is good. Y'all understand how these labels work? They like, oh, it's good. But wait a minute, I was almost mobbed. Oh no, it's getting lots of clicks and views. That's the attitude of the industry. Do y'all understand? Y'all hear me? Some of y'all are not understanding, don't see these media. The K-pop industry is full of media stunts, tricks, and manipulations of the fans. They do things for fan service. They do things to manipulate the fans. Then the fans get mad at each other, but I'm like, this is the labels doing. A lot of things that K-pop stars do is very preventable or easily fixable. There's no way in hell I would ever in my lifetime put my client out there. It would never happen in America. They'd be on a private plane. They'd be like, no. Private plane. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And then I feel so bad for the fans that get drugged because of this. I feel so bad. Because the fans get drugged. The people are like, oh well, it's the fans' fault. I'm like, y'all blaming the fans for? Y'all gonna keep blaming the fans because this is going to be a long road. Y'all are gonna keep blaming the fans because again, you can't control how other people are going to react. There are sayings out there. People were talking about the person that broke in JK's house. Of course. Because if you've seen JK's house, I've seen JK's house. I looked at that house and I'm like, the gate is not big enough. It has state-of-the-art security system, I'm sure. I'm like, he gonna need a personal security person, like a courtesy officer. I'm like, this ain't secure enough. You can literally walk down JK's street and look up and just like walk next to his house. I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, y'all might need to fix that. And then me and my kids talked about this over a month ago before the Sasang broke in JK's home. I'm like, this works for other K-pop and K celebrities that they have normal homes in Young what is it, Yongdae where he lives. They have normal homes in Yongdae and Yongchang. They have normal homes there, right? They have just modest homes. Some of them live in high rise, but the people who live in homes, they can live in Korea and don't have to worry about, oh, somebody's gonna break in my home. I'm like, well, BTS will. BTS will. I'm watching this. I'm looking at this house going, somebody could just hop the fence. I was confused. I was like, somebody can just hop the fence and just go to his home. Because again, the fans, I can't speak for the label in BTS, but I can tell you for the fans and a lot of notions are people acting like BTS are just normal celebrities, normal Korean celebrities. And they're not. They're not normal Korean celebrities. So I need people to understand that what it is. That whatever you think it is, that it ain't that. So I need Army to pick a struggle. If you want BTS to be everywhere, doing all the things, getting Grammys and being world famous, with fame comes security concerns. With fame comes a whole another level that has not been seen in Korea ever. If BTS come out with an album, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. BTS come out with an album, if they continue their trajectory towards popularity, it's going to be explosive. It is going to explode. If BTS become, y'all are used to how things were 5 years ago. 5 years ago was the pandemic. Then after the pandemic, things were just ramping up, and then they did military service. Now y'all are seeing the full-on brunt, just a taste, not even seeing it all, just a taste of what BTS has become and will be. As they come back from the military, there are going to be more and more fans showing up places. As they go and do their schedules, there's going to be more places. RM did his thing, I think his thing in Switzerland for Samsung, and he was shocked how many people showed up at this private event. Because again, BTS, y'all are not K-pop. Y'all are global celebrities. Global celebrities move differently than what K-pop stars are doing. Taylor Swift got private planes. Taylor Swift want to go shop at the Gucci store. Her people call the Gucci store. They'll get it shut down. Beyonce don't walk through a fucking airport. She got a private plane. Beyonce want to go out to eat. She has a security detail. Beyonce had a baby. They shut down the wing of the hospital for her privacy and for her safety. And the baby's safety. That's what we're talking about. I need K-pop and ARMY not to be diluted and not to blame fans, because again, you have people who are not ARMYs who are just casual gawkers. You got people that are like, ooh, celebrity, famous person, where? And again, as somebody who is not into other groups, but if I was at the mall and somebody said Sabrina Carpenter was at the mall, she's gonna get mobbed at the mall. BTS is no better and no worse, no different than any other celebrity. Sabrina Carpenter knows that as the more famous she becomes, the less privacy she is going to have. That's a trade-off. If you don't like it, I don't make these rules. We don't make this world. We just got to live in it. Like I said, for me being an old school person, I remember when Madonna was mobbed. I remember when Madonna would show up places and she had security detail. People would go ape shit over Madonna. Oh, Madonna, she'd be like, whoa, like she couldn't go anywhere. She couldn't go to the store. She had to put her head down. She had to walk to the airport like this. Okay. They pull Madonna. That's gonna be BTS. The fans gotta be respectful, and y'all gonna tell international fans that? Oh, get the hell out of here. You got me fucked up if you think that people who are not fans are going to behave like the way K-pop fans do. People don't watch K-pop. People don't pay attention. They don't follow K-pop. But people follow celebrities. People don't know about your stupid rules and your stupid etiquette and all that. People don't care about that. People gonna do what they want to do. And again, if people see a celebrity, the mob is going to come. And to assume that everybody at the airport with V were fans, I'm like, I don't even think they're fans. A lot of them were, probably, yeah. But then you were like, ooh, girl, V's going to be at the airport. Really? Well, I'm not a BTS fan. Can you come with me? Sure, I'll come with you. Or, ooh, I was on social media and I was just scrolling and somebody posted that V's going to be at the airport. Hell, I don't even like BTS, but I want to see a celebrity. People want to see celebrities. You don't have to be ARMY to want to see a celebrity. Being a celebrity, no matter whether you're in South Korea, America, China, India, is a big thing. If a celebrity shows up somewhere, regardless whether you're a fan or not, people are going to take pictures, people are going to take video. That's just the nature of the entertainment industry once you get big. Like I said, K-pop celebrities in Korea, they can have a sense of anonymity. They can have a sense of privacy. The laws in Korea are different. The laws in America are very different. You're out in public, I can film you, I can video you. There's no law saying that I can't. There's no expectation of privacy in a public place. Doxing is not even, I mean, it's against the law here, but it's not like you're going to be locked up in jail. As long as you're not breaking into someone's home or someone's car or someone's hotel room, there's no expectation of privacy when you're out in a public space in America. So people are going to take pictures of them. These rules and things that y'all have set up, I said before in my other video, these things are of a bygone era. This is before the digital age, before TikTok, before social media, before influencers, before content creators, before clicks and views and clout chasers. Things are not like it was 5 years ago. Things are not like it was 3 years ago. The industry has changed. Fandoms have changed, whether people want to embrace it or like it or not. And you have to go with it. And you can't keep blaming quote unquote fans for things that the agency should be protecting themselves, should be protecting their artists from. V should have never been in that airport in that situation. Stop with the airport catwalks. Let it die. TXT can keep on doing that. TWS can keep on doing that. Boys Next Door can keep on doing that. All these other groups can keep on doing that. But the airport catwalk and fans, y'all please don't fall for this. Y'all don't fall for the label stunts and tricks and pussy pops. Y'all stop falling for that. Y'all stop letting these agencies off the hook. Because again, a lot of the stuff that they do, a lot of the things that are quote unquote leaked are leaked by the agency. A lot of these normal notions of their schedules are leaked. Okay. Sometimes it happens. Yes. Other times they want the media to cover these celebrities. They want the media to cover these people. This happens a lot in Korean celebrity spaces. It doesn't really happen in America like that. Because again, BTS are rich enough, smart enough, understanding of the business enough that if they want to get ghost, they can get ghost. Celebrities have enough money and access that they, to be honest with you, they never have to appear in public ever again, except on stage or at a scheduled PR event. Walking between their cars, walking in the airports, that is all PR stunts and tricks and flips by the agency. That is a way to stoke fans and get fans excited, and it's a way to get clicks and views and free publicity for their artists. Y'all don't fall for this stuff. This has been going on in the business for over a decade now. This is not new. This is what a good agency does. But again, this is a K-pop thing. This doesn't happen in Western celebrities. Again, Western celebrities are everywhere. We have a bigger country with a lot more people than South Korea. Tom Cruise lives in California. He's worldwide famous. People would recognize Tom Cruise. He's not mobbed at the airport. Tom Cruise go to places, do things. Celebrities go to concerts. Celebrities go on vacation. Celebrities do this and do that. Celebrities do a lot of things that we don't see. Because again, nobody is leaking their schedule. Nobody is leaking their itinerary. Nobody is saying they're fixing to go to this event over here. They just show up. Nobody is following them and stalking them in the airport because their schedules are not publicized. They don't have Sony or Warner Brothers releasing their schedules. Celebrities have family members and friends world over. And for the most part, they get to have some semblance of privacy. And they do things. The more money you have, the more privacy you can afford. So don't ever get fooled that, oh, well, these fans are so horrible and they're doing this. If they really wanted to be private, they can be private. They need the PR. But BTS should be beyond that, not at the expense of anybody's safety. So again, don't blame the fans. The agency should be blamed. V should never be on a commercial flight. He should never be on a domestic flight. Ever. BTS members should be flying private. They should never have to walk to a fucking airport. They get on a private plane. There are private airports that they can go to. We have private airports in Dallas for rich people. There's one in Addison. You can rent out a private plane. They have a private airport. You show up at the private airport and you fly wherever you want to fly. Rich celebrities don't go through airports. There are private airports for that, even in South Korea. You think these South Korea chaebols are walking through Incheon Airport? Y'all get a grip. They're not. They're not. You think the head of Samsung is walking through Incheon Airport? You think a chaebol family is just, come on kids, let's go? They're going to a private airport, getting on a private plane, and they're flying. BTS are celebrities. They're rich. Stop putting your artist out there as a sacrificial lamb for PR. BTS does not need the PR that bad. When he gets to the event, to the Celine event, they can take their pictures, whatever. This has, like I said, this is the Korean media, their fault, and the agency's fault. Those are two you need to blame. I ain't blaming them women that showed up at the airport and almost mobbed V, because it happens. If you go back and watch video of the Beatles back in the day, if you have not watched the Beatles, look up Beatles concert 1960s. Go and watch that. Nothing has changed since the 60s with Fandom. Nothing. I used to watch those Beatles videos when I was a kid, and I didn't understand what was going on. The screaming, the crying, the passing out, the barricades they had to put up. The Beatles to be on stage singing, oh yeah, I tell you something, I think you understand. Go and watch, go click off this and go watch that. And you'll see what I'm talking about. If you have not seen the Beatles in concert right around the 60s when they came out, when they were like a boy band, and them people were passing out in the barricades that they had to put up in London because Beatles would be chased. They would leave a hotel, people would swarm and chase them. They would chase the Beatles. Before social media, before the internet, just word of mouth. The Beatles coming to concert. These chicks will be sleeping overnight in front of the hotel. They be in front of the venue, sleeping. When the Beatles got on stage, pandemonium. I've never seen nothing like it since, even in K-pop, there's nothing like the Beatles. But they had to navigate that. They got so big, they couldn't lead. They could not really lead normal lives. Now again, things have changed since the 60s, but when you watch that, it's the same psychological thing. Nothing has changed with human beings. We're screening girl fans. Them chicks be jumping over the barricade. Police be fighting them back. It was wild during that time, during the 60s. But that is the blueprint. That's where it's going to go with BTS. That's where it's going to go. They're going to be, you have to be prepared for that. This we just going to show up at the airport and, hey, he's going to be at his hotel and, we're going to do a Weverse Live. And no. We're going to be out here walking around and, just, no, JK. You can't be doing a Weverse Live, maybe not at your house, because then somebody may be, JK! Shit, unless you get some damn security, JK, somebody gonna be at your damn door, JK. I didn't watch some old Weverse where JK was out walking around when he lived in his penthouse, and I'm like, who in the hell is telling him that you need to be on Weverse Live out here walking around. Tell me I'm going for a walk. Are you crazy? You are famous. Like, what? You walking around at night with your Weverse Live on? What the hell? I was dumbfounded. I'm like, that's not safe. That's safe. It's not safe. It's not safe. Again, Army, you cannot have all the things, but then don't want the fame that comes with it. If you want all the things, the price is privacy. They're going to have to figure out ways that either BTS is going to be less accessible, and that's it. There are a few celebrities in K-pop and outside K-pop that are as accessible as BTS. There's just not that many. But y'all like the accessibility. I'm like, okay, but that in my opinion, that's gonna have to go. They're gonna have to dampen that down a bit. Dampen that all the way down. You're not gonna be able to have the accessibility you're gonna have to BTS due to security reasons, because you're not gonna be able to trust people. There are fucking, if y'all don't know a newsflash, there are crazy fucking people out there. As BTS become more popular, it's gonna bring out more crazy people and more casual fans and more crazy. I've said this, I don't know how many times I have to beat this drum beat before somebody. I'm trying to reach y'all, because y'all are gonna keep getting angry at fans when it's not that, when you cannot control the fandom. A lot of you BTS armies, I hate to drag y'all, but y'all want to. BTS is not your little secret where, okay, fans, y'all, I need y'all to fall in line. People are doing whatever the hell they want to do, because they're like, I don't care about that. I'm doing whatever I want to do. That's how I feel about BTS Army. I don't follow fan etiquette or whatever. I do whatever I want to do. If I'm not breaking any laws, nobody should be breaking in anyone's home or car. Nobody should be harassing the artist. Nobody should be harassing the artist's family or friends. Nobody should be doing anything illegal or harassing them or sending them threats or death threats. Nobody should do anything like that. But people are mad because they're out somewhere and people take a picture. I keep telling y'all, those days are over. I'm like, I keep asking armies, you mean to tell me if y'all someplace, if you out at a picnic and you see a Western celebrity somewhere, you see Tom Cruise, you see Chris Evans somewhere, you mean to tell me y'all international armies in South Korea, y'all not going to take a picture of Chris Evans? Y'all not going to take a picture of Robert Downey Jr.? I've had people like, oh yeah, I would take a picture. Okay, so BTS is no different. I'm tired of K-pop being treated like with kid gloves. You a celebrity just like everybody else. You mean to tell me y'all out somewhere and you see an actor or actress, or you see Sabrina Carpenter somewhere, you're not going to take a picture? You're going to be like, oh, but then K-pop, y'all are like, well, we're violating their privacy. I'm like, but if you can take a picture of Beyonce, Sabrina Carpenter, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise out somewhere, then the same rules apply. BTS and K-pop don't get to have fucking separate rules. Because they're all celebrities, different degrees of celebrity, but they're all celebrities. But BTS is not your K-pop pet anymore. It's not your little secret. And this is my K-pop group, and we get to dictate the terms. You don't get to dictate the terms anymore. Even if you've been a fan for 5 years, 10 years, or hell, 13, 14 years, y'all fan etiquette people don't get to dictate the terms for me or anybody else in the fandom. People gonna do whatever they want to do, and y'all just need to deal with it. You cannot control other people. You cannot tell the BTS drop an album and it's fire. Y'all, you're gonna bring the horde. People are gonna do. Like I said in my last video I did about gatekeeping in the fandom and fan etiquette and how dumb that is. People mad because people did TikTok dances to BTS songs. BTS are mainstream. They're not some little niche thing that you could be like, this is all mine, and we just get to say, and fans are rude. They're not rude. They're being fans. Screaming, yelling, hollering, mobbing. They're excited. V and Jungkook and Jimin stirs up a primordial feeling in fans. Now, I'm a sugar bias, so You know, Sugar fans, we a bit more low key. But damn it, them V fans, them Jimin fans, and them Jungkook fans, the Machine line, y'all forget it. Y'all expect I wouldn't say crazy. Y'all are not crazy. Them Rabbit fans, you expect the people who love V, like I know they love V, cause y'all who love V come to my channel. You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to sit up here and tell V fans y'all ain't supposed to be excited for your Opa? I would be damned if I'm gonna sit up here and tell anybody how they need to act with their fandom. Cause I'd be damned, you put Plop Sugar in front of me, I don't know what my reaction would be. I don't know if I would be shy and run away and hide. I don't know if I would pass out. Maybe a mixture. I don't know what I would do. You don't know what you're gonna do in this situation. There are people that have never seen BTS in person. They've never seen them in concert. They've never been to fan meets. They've never done any of these things. Trying to dictate how other people are going to react. Because I promise you, faced with BTS like some of you guys are, you would lose your shit. Stop playing with me today. BTS, your favorite bias, would stand in front of you and y'all are like, oh, you just got to be respectful. Bitch, get out of here. You don't know what your mind is doing things that you're like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. Damn, I was scared. I didn't went to a concert where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna be chill. And then the concert and the music hit, and you're like, and you feeling the vibe, and in the crowd, you're in a crowd of people, and they're screaming and they're vibing, and I'm like, I'm standing. Next thing you know, I'm standing up and I'm like, hey, and you're like, oh, I don't really normally do that. It's a feeling. It's a crowd mentality. It's a mob mentality, whatever you want to call it. But to sit here and be on your high horse like, well, I wouldn't bother them, knowing damn well that if V sat next to you, you would be like, holy crap. You would be like, oh my God. Like, you would freak the fuck out. So when these fans, they don't mean to hurt V. They're not, most of them, I'm assuming, are not malicious. They're not anti-fans. Some of them are, and some of them are crazy. Yeah, some of them may be Sasang super fans, but a lot of them are just excited. And I ask people, well, have you ever been excited? Have you ever been excited before? Like I said, a lot of these fans were talking about them being mad at the fans have never been to a concert before. So I tell people, go to a concert if you can. Experience that. Because it is a crazy experience to be at a concert. It is a crazy experience. It's crazy. It's something that you never would expect. The tide of emotion and feeling that gets carried away when you're in the presence of your favorite group and you see them on stage and you're not that far away. It's an experience I can't describe. It's just something that you have to experience. I've been to a lot of concerts and a lot of tours. I'm going to the Jin concert. It'll be my first BTS concert not next month, this month. Later this month, I'll be going to see Jin. I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you that I'm going to be like, because I'm a low-key, introverted kind of person most of the time. I don't go to concert typically and wild out. But then when faced with Jin up on stage, I don't know what. I would be hooping and hollering and screaming, and I might be like, oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to react like. So the idea that if that was you at the airport, that you going to sit there with your hands clasped, and I'm not going to say anything. Baby, I drop 90% of y'all would lose y'all shit. Y'all would either run, start screaming, and then you get carried away with the mob, with the feelings of the other people in the crowd. So like I said, don't put malicious intent toward the fans. They're excited. They have the opportunity to see V at an airport. If I was in South Korea, I would be at the airport trying to see V. Now, granted, I don't like crowds and all that, so I may think twice about that. But I would definitely be at the airport to see V. Because it's a once in a lifetime. If I was there visiting South Korea, yeah, I would. That was too much crowd for me. But I would definitely be way in the back, like looking like this. Like, I would be at the airport in the back. I'll be in the back. Well, with my camera up, like, I don't know if we can see anything, but I'm gonna be back here because I'm not trying to get pressed in with a bunch of screaming women. But it happens. Again, you don't know what to rag on these people like that you wouldn't do it. Man, I promise you, I'll plop you in the middle of a meet and greet with BTS, and half of y'all would freak the fuck out. Half of y'all be like, "Oh my god," and start screaming and don't know what you're doing. It's a primordial involuntary response sometimes. Everybody else is screaming, you're excited, they're excited, and then people start pushing. I've been in a crowd situation at a concert where I've been in a crowded outside venue. That's why another reason why I won't do outside venues, because I was almost crushed in a rock concert a long time ago. And just the surge of people pushing. A lot of times people, like I said, I was looking at the crowd, I don't think they meant to, but it's just, there's so many people, people running up from behind, and they're like, oh my God, and they trying to get through, and it pushes the crowd. So again, I don't think this crowd was trying to hurt V. I didn't think the crowd was that bad. It was just a lot of them. It was just more than what I think that the airport, more than what V and his security team expected. I don't think these people were trying to hurt V. I think they were just excited. And when you get excited and you have that many people, it's a surge. And then on top of that, if you're going to, I would say to Hob and Big Hit, if you're going to continue to do these airport PR stunts, please have more than 4 or 5 guys as a security team. I don't know where Hob or Big Hit gets their security detail. I don't know if they're in-house. I would hire a professional firm. I know y'all love Mr. Lee, and Mr. Lee is good, but I would hire professionals, because to me, I'm not trying to drag the staff or anything. That wasn't enough security for V. That wasn't enough. Like I said, before they went on hiatus, 4 or 5 guys probably would have been enough. Maybe 3. And I've seen video of BTS when they go to airports and concerts, in the past. They don't really travel around with that much security, which is shocking to me. For those people who know people in the industry, if you know, you know. That's shocking. The amount of security that BTS, that's going to have to change. King Kong Ding Dong, y'all. That's going to have to change. They can't be walking around here with 3 security people. It's just, all of this is unnecessary. V could have got on a private plane. V could have went through another entrance. But again, y'all Army, y'all have to understand that these are PR moves for publicity for the group. And again, I'm not against it. I'm not hating on it. But all I'm saying is that protect your artists. If you're going to do shit like this, if you're going to do airport runway, like I call airport runway, if you're going to do that, if you're going to go down that road, because all, like, again, not just BTS, all K-pop do it. If you're going to do that, then I'm going to need more than 3 or 4 security people. You're going to need a team of security people. People were in the comment sections on Hot Boy's video like, well, what are they supposed to do? What the fuck do you mean what they're supposed to do? They're supposed to protect the artist. What do you mean? They have the money and resources. 3, 4 security? I'm like, y'all just let the agencies just, well, the press showed up. No, the press didn't show up, dummy. Well, the fans showed up. And who told them to be there? I wouldn't be surprised if the agency leak it to the people to have them show up to be there. I don't put anything past the entertainment industry. Like, I don't put, especially the Korean entertainment industry, because again, Korean entertainment industry is known for doing stunts and tricks and pussy pops. Like, this is what they do. They do things for free publicity. They leak stories. They make up. I'm like, y'all do know that these agencies leak stories and make up shit, and then somehow the stories get leaked for publicity. Not anything serious. Like, I'm not talking about illegal things, but I'm just talking about little anecdotal things. Not anything to make the idols look bad, but if an idol's gonna be somewhere and somehow the public knows about it, because again, idols go places that we don't even know about, and they post it on Instagram, and it'll be like 3 days later that we didn't know that this idol was here or there or there or here, that we didn't even hear about it. With RM, shit, I didn't even know. Nobody even knew RM was on a fucking plane. Who knew RM was on a plane in Switzerland? He didn't get mobbed at the airport. Nobody even knew he flew. Did he request that? That's a question. RM may be like, you know what? I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this bullshit. RM may be like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this airport runway publicity bullshit. I can see V agreeing to it, but I can see V agreeing to it thinking that he's safe. And then I think V was annoyed. I think V was angry. He seemed very annoyed. I would be annoyed too and scared of his safety. But the fans aren't to blame. You can't send out messages saying fans don't show up here and fans don't do this. And oh, you know, you guys don't do it. Don't. And another thing I'm finna tell y'all, the reason why they release these statements is because of legal reasons. Not that the agency think that the fans are going to stay away. They release these statements just for legal reasons, so they're covered and protected legally. Y'all do know that. So just in case there is a stampede or there is something that goes on, their asses is covered legally. That's why they release these statements. Because I asked somebody, why does the agency release these statements telling people not to show up when they know people are going to show up anyway? Oh, they're like, oh, it's a legality. So just in case something do happen, they can say, well, we told the fans not to show up. So in case there is a stampede or something happens to their artists or something happens to other fans, that they can legally say that they warned the people not to show up there. So they can legally cover their asses. So y'all don't think that the fucking agency cares. No, they don't want to see BTS hurt. But them releasing these statements is a legality. It's a legal thing. They know the fans don't. People are like, well, they released a statement telling people not to show up. They know people. I'm like, yeah, they're a business in the entertainment industry. They know that people are still going to show up. They released this as a way to legally cover their asses. That's it. So if something does happen, they won't be civilly liable. But they would be civilly liable anyway. Like I said, regardless of what statement they release, they still could be liable if the artist is harmed or there's a stampede and a bunch of people get hurt. Again, I don't want to see the artists get hurt, and I don't want to see the fans get hurt. A lot of y'all out here, y'all shit on the fans. Y'all like, oh, these fans and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but these fans are just doing what fans do. What fandoms do. What fandoms have done probably since the dawn of time. Hell, I mean, I can't think of a time when fans have acted like I said, I think of the golden age of Hollywood and the music industry. In the 40s and 50s, people would show up. The press would show up at movie premieres. The press would show up at airports. The press would follow stars to vacations. Like, this is nothing. What K-pop does is nothing new. It's not like it's a mystery. Like I have some, magical knowledge. I don't. It's just history. If you know the history of the entertainment industry, you're like, oh, I know what this is. You recognize media play. You recognize PR stunts. You recognize what they're doing in a digital. But it's just changed because now it's a digital age. Back in the day, they would follow celebrities at airports and everything, and then they would go straight to the tabloids, like the Inquirer, the magazines, and stuff like that. Now it's just moved online. It was free publicity for the artists back then. It's free publicity for the artists now. There's nothing new. There's nothing, no reason to be shocked about this. And it's going again, this is going to continue. And again, I say it again, you need to start asking some questions. Number one, why are they not flying at night? That's number one. Number two, why are they going in the front door at the airport? They don't have to. Number three, why are they not in a private plane? Number four, why is he dressed up and looking really, really good? Why is he dressed like just to go to the airport? Is that normal? Number five, how is it that the press gets there before he gets to the airport and set up? Because it takes a while for them to set up cameras and mics and all that kind of stuff and video equipment. How is that the press know to be there at the airport? Don't tell me that they bought and sold and discovered information. Nah, the agency tells them. that they're going to be there. And the other part, how did the fans know that they were going to be there? Who is leaking this to the fans every time? If you want to go to the airport and not tell fans, you can go to the airport and nobody will find out about it. When they set up an itinerary or a schedule for the artist, they have to share it with their management, with the artist, with the security team, and staff. That's it. So if something does leak, you can kind of pinpoint it down like, okay, which one of y'all leaked it? It's not like 100 people have to know where V is going or any of them, what are they doing or going. So it's not like, so the people talking about the Korean media are leaking things or buying itinerary or buying schedules, or fans are. I looked around and I have not found any evidence of that. I think that's just rumors and fan speculation. And so, and like when it comes to like artist addresses and stuff, again, if you really want to find out where somebody live in South Korea, in Seoul, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Maybe relatives would be hard, but it's not that. It's not like something that this is traded on the dark web. I think people just want to believe that. But when it comes to scheduling, when it comes to promotions and stuff like that, y'all, people aren't out digging. Dispatch is good, but they wouldn't have enough time to set up at the airport for 2 hours. The agency are leaking it, so you have to be logical and be like, wait a minute. If they really wanted to fly, he could fly at night. Have y'all ever seen the paparazzi and people storm the airport at night? I've never seen it. I've never seen, out of all the video and all the K-pop singers and all the stars that I've seen, I have seen maybe in the evening. I ain't seen nobody flood the airport 10 o'clock at night. Airport's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you don't want to go through the photo line, if you don't want the paparazzi there, when have y'all ever seen them at night? Just during the daytime, I've ever seen these mobs or these people at the airport or them filming them at the airport. It's always during the daytime. And I'm like, can't nobody take no nighttime flight? Come on now, y'all. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for this shit. Don't fall for this, y'all. BTS are grown men in the industry. They deserve to be protected. They deserve to be respected. And again, it's up to V, whatever he wants to do with his career, I'm sure. But you don't have to do these media stunts and tricks. I just feel like, in my opinion, again, they hide Big Hit, V, his team or whatever can do whatever they want to do. But I think he was caught off guard about how many. I think all of them were caught unaware of how many people are going to be there. And in the future, they need to plan accordingly. And again, I don't want anything to happen to V. I don't want anything to happen to any artist getting mobbed in these streets. Because it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Again, if you're an up and coming group and you're trying to cut your teeth in K-pop and you don't have the fame like BTS, yeah, you can do these airport runways, but BTS they shouldn't be beyond that. And then again, and I don't need other content. I hate to see content creators and other people criticizing fans when it's not the fan that this is going to continue. That it's not the fans' fault. That the fans get blamed for a lot of things that should not. Like I'm gonna tell y'all something else before I get off this live stream. Like the Jin thing. I was upset that people were mad because Jin decided to hug 3,000 fans or whatever, and there was one fan that kissed him on the neck or tried to kiss him on the cheek or whatever. People were upset about this fan and they wanted charges filed on her. And I was like, first of all, she's a fan. She was excited. Second of all, if I was Jin, I wouldn't press charges on her. Third of all, this was an event that I understand that Jin wanted to do, but as a security people and PR person, I would have been like, okay, we can do this event, but you do understand that the more people you have, there's more of a chance that somebody is going to do something inappropriate. I'm surprised it was just one. I was like, oh, there's only one chick that did that. I was surprised it wasn't more. If you're gonna have accessibility like this, you're gonna have incidents like that. You cannot police fans' behavior. That's my point. I am tired of K-pop fans trying to police fans' behavior, and I only see this in K-pop. I don't see this in the Beehive. I don't see this with Swifties. I don't see this with Sabrina Carpenter fans. I don't see them trying to police fans' behavior. I know people who are in the Beehive more than I do Swifties, and they understand that, like, Beyonce goes somewhere, crowds is gonna come, fans are gonna come. And to be honest with you, in Western spaces, it's a sign of pride. Like in Western spaces, we're like, man, I've heard people like, you see Beyonce, she was at this store, this Louis V store, and they was all over the store, and people are excited. They're like, oh my God, girl. And they was all over the store, and they were screaming, and they were hollering, and the paparazzi was there. People eat that shit up here. People are like, oh my God, look how famous my person is. They went here, and the crowds was everywhere. People like that. In K-pop, it's not a thing. But in Western spaces, again, I've had fans brag to me about the paparazzi following around Rihanna or Beyonce or Taylor Swift or whatever. As long as they weren't putting in danger and hurt. But for me, I mean, not for me, but I'm saying for what I've seen, people talk about it as a sign of pride. Like, girl, Beyonce was looking good and the crowd was just all over her. And I mean, Beyonce's safe. But people don't get freaked out about that. I don't understand why in K-pop there's no reason to get freaked out about a bunch of fans crowding BTS, because again, they're celebrities. It's going to happen. If it's good enough for Beyonce, Taylor Swift roll up somewhere, they gonna be all over it. Taylor Swift go to a Louis V show, they're gonna be all over her. Taylor, oh my God, Taylor roll up at the gala, the flash is gonna go off. The fans are gonna scream, the flashes are gonna go off, people are gonna go ape shit. Nobody blinks an eye. Nobody's like, oh my God, Taylor Swift was somewhere and there's like hundreds of fans. She has a good security detail. Nobody's stressed out about it. Army get upset over anything that encroaches upon BTS. The K-pop rules do not apply to them anymore. These archaic rules that were set up. Some of y'all have fan etiquette and don't even know why y'all even follow the fucking fan etiquette. I know the history of a lot of it. It's a history of a bygone era. A lot of these things are things because of the way the laws are in South Korea regarding privacy. We don't have these laws here. So the more international fans you get on board, the more international fans we just don't care. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm an international fan. I'm gonna follow by the laws of whatever country that I'm in and respect people's privacy. But that's me. But you have to respect the law of whatever country that you're in or whatever. That's true. But if you come here in America, all bets are off. I'm following the laws that are laws in America. With the advent of, we don't have the privacy laws with the advent of AI. We don't have the AI laws that other places have. With this bill passed now, they're trying to loosen the AI laws that we have here. So when people talk about deep fakes, I'm going to talk about it in my live stream this weekend, where Hybe is cracking down on deep fakes and stuff, like cracking down deep fakes in Asia and mostly in Korea. But in America, it's going to be a free-for-all here. Because they have loosened the laws of AI here. So I don't know what these Korean groups are going to do about that, because the laws that apply in Korea don't apply here. It just, especially when it comes to AI or privacy, it just doesn't apply here. We don't have, like I said again, an expectation of privacy in public places. You go to the airport, there are no signs up saying that you can't film, and you can't. The only place you really can't film here in America, if you're talking about government buildings and stuff like that, government buildings, police stations, stuff like that, or you're talking about filming of minors, people under the age of 18 without the parental consent, then yes. But I looked it up. There's no expectation of privacy in a public place. Now, if you're in a private venue, you're in someone's private home, then yes, they can set up the rules if you're in a private venue. You go to a club and it's a private property, and they said, look, no filming in this VIP section or no filming in here for this event, then yes, they could kick you out. But you're not going to go to jail because you posted a picture of somebody at a private gala somewhere in Dallas. You're not going to go to jail because of that. So all of these fan etiquettes and rules were things that were put in place back like in the early 2000s to protect the artists, because the agencies were not protecting the artists. The agencies and the laws were not as strict. The laws in Korea has changed over in the past 10 to 20 years. They've changed. They've become more privacy focused to try to protect against try to protect famous people from having their privacies violated. So they have changed the law in 10, 15 years since K-pop first started. But these notions and fat etiquettes have to do with laws in Korea. That does not apply when groups go internationally. That does not apply to casual fans who are not in the fan group. They're not in the know. And then it doesn't apply to people who just don't care about quote unquote fan etiquette. Again, a lot of these etiquette things were set up before TikTok, before social media, before the things that we have now. So you have to start changing your mind about what is fandom and how fans should act and react. That's not the question. The question is how to protect your artist. That is the question. Because you're going to have you're going to have sasaengs. You're going to have crazy people. You're going to have stalkers. Do you know how many stars in Hollywood have been stalked? Lots. They had to have restraining orders. People have broken into people's homes. BTS is not the first people to get mobbed. I don't know what you K-pop fans are on. Just because y'all are not used to seeing it in K-pop, maybe that's it. Maybe because y'all are not used to seeing it in K-pop. Get used to it. You can't get stuck in these old notions of fandom that applies to K-pop. BTS has transcended that. They are global stars. They are global celebrities. So you cannot police people's attitudes and people's feelings and people's etiquette, because again, how I feel about privacy is different how Asia and Africa and other places feel about privacy. If I go on vacation, I understand you can't film people. I'm out in the public right now, I can start filming right now. There's no law against it. I'm in the public space. So if people are going to get their panties in the water about it, it's just a cultural difference. It's just how it is. But fans everywhere, Korea, America, UK, India, are just going to be fans. People are going to swarm. People are going to mob. It's going to look like the fucking Walking Dead up in here. And the goal is to protect the artist and not put them in unnecessary situations for PR reasons. That is what the concentration and the anger should be towards. V is going to need more security than 3 or 4 dudes. He's going to need more than that. Those bodyguards, to me, I'm not trying to drag them. They don't look professional. I'm not trying to drag nobody, y'all. They didn't look. I'm sorry, but the big hit bodyguards, they may be trained and trained and have training, but I'm just like, I'm gonna need. I don't know how professional. I'm not trying to drag them or trying to say anything bad about them, but they're gonna need more of them, and I'm gonna need. There are private and professional security firms in Seoul that have people that were former military, people that train. Again, I don't know anything about Big Hit security team. I know Mr. Lee is a badass. I know he is, but I don't know anything. I'm not trying to downgrade or drag these people, but that ain't it, boo-boo. Whatever it is, that ain't it. 3 lanky dudes dressed in black slacks and a black shirt. That's not. I'm like, you're gonna need professional bodyguards. And like I said, I don't know what the laws are in South Korea. Here, bodyguards can be armed. I don't know what the laws in South Korea, but here bodyguards can be armed. And I don't mean armed like with guns, but they can be armed with tasers. A lot of the bodyguards are armed with stun guns and tasers here, just in case somebody gets a little frosty. Just in case somebody get froggy and they want to leave. They do have stun guns and tasers on their person. Again, I don't know the laws about that in South Korea, but Again, from the famous people that I know, their bodyguards is armed. Some of them have armed. When they talk about Elvis, Elvis was armed and he had armed bodyguards with guns. The Elvis Mafia was real. You want to know about security and how people would get mobbed? Elvis would get mobbed. When he was doing them shows in Vegas, again, the women would throw the bras, they throw the panties, they throw themselves on stage. They would hug Elvis, they would kiss Elvis. Nobody, everybody was like, oh my God, nobody freaked out about it because they know it was Elvis. If you get into Elvis levels of famous, yeah, Elvis had a whole security detail. I forgot what they called them. I forgot what they would something mafia that they would call the Elvis bodyguards, and they would be armed. They used to say Elvis was armed. That Elvis carried around a pistol. So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. His guards was armed. They all carry guns, just in case somebody want to get a little frosty. And again, I know stars that have security details, and they do carry guns. Or they at least carry stun guns. Just because fan come up and look back off. People have gotten hit with a stun gun before at a club. I've seen it. But you have to protect yourself as an artist. This is not patty cake baker's man. This is not, oh, I want to go out here and I want to do this. Somebody has to pull them aside and being like, okay, gentlemen, we need to really rethink this security shit. We really need to come and have a meeting and rethink this. We don't want you to get hurt. We want you to be safe. We want the safety not just for you, but also for the fans. That mob at the airport was unsafe for everybody. Not just BTS, but for the fans as well. Oh my God, V, what about the fans? A stampede could have broke out. People could have really got hurt. Beyond V, beyond his team, the fans there could have got hurt. They could have got, a stampede could have happened. They could have got trampled on. It would have been a disaster. They would have blamed Hive. They would have blamed Big Hit. People could have got seriously hurt. They would have tried to sue. You don't know what would have happened. So it's not just about protecting V, but it's also about protecting their reputation, protecting themselves legally, and being smart. You don't want to have stampede situations anywhere where fans are going to get hurt and turn around and sue you. So it is dumb for Hive and Big Hit to put V and the fans in that situation over some publicity trying to sell some damn clothes. You don't do that to your fans, and you don't do that to your artists. And again, I'm a Hive supporter. I find their story compelling. I like Big Hit, but for me to sit up here and pretend like they don't make mistakes, I'm not going to do that. But to me, this is a mistake. What they did with V at the airport was a mistake. What they did is unnecessary and just weird. It's something that is unnecessary. If you're going to do PR shit like this, have your artists protected. Have barriers up. Have enough security there. At the airport has security. I don't know what deal they have with the airport. I don't know what kind of security the airport has. But again, BTS went to New York. There were crowds. There were police officers there. Where the fuck was the police officers? BTS has been at LAX. LAPD was there. They were called ahead of time. Newsflash, they were called ahead of time. For the people in the back, they were called ahead of time. They went to New York. NYPD was there. Why? Because they were called ahead of time. BTS coming through this airport. We need NYPD here. You don't have to have a huge security thing for the fans. Where's the PD at? They do it in LA. They do it in London. So please stop blaming fans and making excuses for Big Hit. No police presence, barely any security. V shouldn't have been walking through the airport in the first damn place. Where was the PD? These people start coming out of hand. The airport should have called somebody and been like, hey, we need to call the police. This might get a little dangerous. Or again, they knew crowds were going to show up. If I work for Big Hit, I want to protect my artist. Call the police department. He's going to be at the airport. All this would have been planned ahead of time. Again, New York PD has been there at the airport in New York. LAX, they had LAPD there, holding back the crowds. The fact that people let Big Hit off the hook in Korea is beyond me. They, the crowd, they shouldn't have showed up. The fans shouldn't have been there. Man, get out of here, man, with that. They know the fans are going to show up. You have to prepare. They knew. It's not like he just decided to fly within a couple of days. This has been planned months ahead of time. They knew he was going to this fashion show months ago, y'all. Don't be naive. Stop being kids. And y'all sound like little naive children. Like he just woke up one day and wanted to fly to this event. These events are planned way ahead of time. So they have time enough to get the police. They have time enough to get the security. You call the police and be like, look, we're doing this thing. We promised the press that they're going to get their shot. The press is going to be there. There's probably going to be a huge crowd here. The police need to be here to control the crowd. They do it in every other damn airport. Don't make excuses for Big Hit. They dropped the ball on this one. It should not be left up to the fans to police themselves or for fans to police other fans. I don't want to see fans showing up at airports trying to police other fans, because in 2025, it's going to end in disaster. You're going to get people who are going to get resentful. You're going to get people who are angry, depending on where you're at. And it may be a crowd that is too big for fans to handle. I don't need Purple Ribbon Project to be there, because they're putting themselves on the line for something that Big Hit and Hive should do for their artists. It is not the fans' responsibility to police the fans. It is not the fans' responsibility to police the fans. It is Big Hit's responsibility to take care of their artists. It is their responsibility. It is not fans' responsibility. You cannot control what other people are going to do. You cannot control if somebody shows up at an airport and decides to wild out. Shouldn't have fans getting in the middle of BTS and some crazed fan who starts swinging and pushing and kicking and throwing, or they may have a weapon. You don't know what day this person had. You don't know what mental state some of these people are in. It is not up to a bunch of female fans to protect, to jump in the way of trying to protect a celebrity. That is not our job as a fandom. To put yourself in bodily harm for something that is unnecessary, when they have security, when they can call the popo, when they can have security at the airport, run crowd control. If you need more help, push come to shove, the popo should have been there. That's their job. Again, it happens in LA, happens in New York, happens in London. Y'all seen the famous video of the LAPD lady while BTS walked by and her eyes were like, I love that video, the way that lady was looking like this. You see the way she was looking? The LAPD officer in New York, while they were standing there, the LAPD in front of the barricade with the fans, and the LAPD officer was like, she was looking, I love that video. It's so cute. But even the LAPD officer was like, she was looking at Jimin like, they do that. That's available. Y'all stop blaming fans. They have all the money and the resources disposable to them. They have all the planning ahead of time available to them. Don't let them take BTS for granted. They are the most highest earning thing at Big Hit and Hive. They need to protect their asset at all costs. At all costs. They need to be protected. If that's my asset, I'm not going to protect my asset. That's my money maker. The stocks go up and down depending on whether BTS fucking sneezes or not. So when you're going to tell Kim Tae-young, you just going to get out there and we're going to have the press there. Wait a minute. There's going to be a lot of people here. Oh my God. Do I like Blackpink? Yes. The same thing applies for any group, for Blackpink as well. If I was YG, I wouldn't put Blackpink out there. They deserve to be protected when they're walking through airports. When Blackpink come back, it's going to be a boom. The same thing. People are going to be excited. Fans are going to be excited. They're a world-renowned group, Blackpink. They deserve to be protected. They should be on private planes. If they are going to do the runway walk through the airport, the airport runway, if they're going to do that, they better have security. They better have somebody there to barricade. They better have Popo there to back them up. There is no way in hell that Jenny and Lisa and Jisoo and the other one and Rose, there's no reason why they should feel the press of fans breathing down their neck and people reaching for them. That's unprofessional. There's no reason why stray kids can walk through the airport and feel like somebody gonna come across that barricade and mob them, and their life is in danger. Because again, people don't take it seriously. I've been in a concert situation where I've been pushed on by a crowd of people, and once people get to pushing, you can't control it. You can't stop it. You can't control it. You can't brace for it. A throng of people pushing you. I told my kids a long time ago that is one of the scariest situations I've ever been in my life. Where I was at a concert and it was almost a stampede, and it was just pushing. It was just pushing. I had somebody actually pull me out. I had my friend grab me and yank my arm because the people just went whoosh. And it was almost a stampede. And security had to come and start like arresting people and knocking people upside the head. It was one of the scariest situations I've ever been in my life. And I never want to, and I know what it feels like when you can't control, you can't stop. People are just pushing. You're like, that's all you can do is just fall. All you can do is be like, oh my God, oh my God. That's all you can do. Oh, what about the Jungkook Tokyo thing? I don't think he was what he was wearing, but I think he was during practice. It was during practice he was wearing a hat. I don't agree with the hat. I think he should have known better, but I don't think he probably put two and two together. He probably didn't know they've been in the military. He probably bought that hat when he went to Tokyo right out the military or when he was on break. I don't think he knew what he was doing, but I can understand why it offended Koreans. If for Koreans, it's offensive as hell. Yeah. I understand why Koreans was like, wait a minute, but he didn't wear it during the concert. It was during practice. But I understand Korea. I understand why people were offended, because if I was Korean, yeah, that would be very offensive. Again, I told people in Korea, you can't walk up in Korea and you can't wear the Japanese flag in Korea. People will look at you like you lost your damn mind. Shit, some of them old timers may have to pull you to the side. When old timers be like, "Anyo, oneseyo," you know. Hello, Stray Kids Lover. What's up? I went to Stray Kids Lover. Stray Kids Lover. I posted a video about Stray Kids and I posted my concert vlog, Stray Kids Lover. I remember you. I love Stray Kids. You know, JK, like what he did, he apologized. He didn't mean anything about it, but, you know, he made a mistake. I mean, I don't think he knew. He was in the military. I don't think he really, but it offended people in America. It offended, for sure, people in Korea. Because I understood, you know, and I understand why they would be up in arms. I saw that hat. I said, oh, okay, yeah. Because again, Korea and Japan, like they cool, but they ain't that cool. Like I said, they blocked Demon Slayer in Korea. I'm gonna talk about this weekend in my live stream about them block, how I figured out what happened between Korea and Japan. I had no clue until I found out the Demon Slayer that they blocked Demon Slayer, and I didn't understand why. And I actually had somebody sit down and explain to me for 2 hours what happened, and I was like, oh, okay. And why it was offensive, because I used to wear Demon Slayer earrings that had the Japanese the main character. He has these banners that have the rising sun like that's on the Japanese flag. I had them on my earrings, and I had someone look at me like I lost my damn mind and pull me to the side and being like, that's offensive. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is from Demon Slayer. Like, I'm not, what do you mean it's offensive? And I had somebody sit there and chastise me and explain to me why it was offensive as I took off my earrings. And And ever since then, I've been soured on Japan ever since then. By the way, y'all, like I once I started reading the history of Korea, I kind of backed off anime a lot, and I kind of backed off Japanese culture a lot after I started learning the history of what happened with Japan and Korea. Because I used to be all into Japan. I want to go to Tokyo, and I love Japan culture and study Japanese. And then after that, I was like, well, you know what? Hello, Korea. Hello, Korea. But yeah, that's what I had to say about that. I just want fans to understand, to be smart, to understand that these agencies are playing with you guys. They do skinship, they do fan service, they have these stars pretend that they're in a relationship or that they're gay, or like this weekend, come Sunday, we really gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about more about the stunts and the tricks and the flips and what the industry does and how some of y'all just fall for it. And I watch it and I'm going, oh, that's fake. That's fake. Like the skinship and the fan service and the pictures and people get upset because they want Jungkook and Kim Tae Young to be together in some kind of relationship, and people get angry because they don't want them to be in some kind of relationship, and I don't know if they're in a relationship or not. But that's neither here nor there. The conversation is how the agency encourages and tells K-pop stars what they do and don't do. If y'all have not seen, okay, before I get off here, Jackson Wang did an interview recently. Um, and it's on YouTube where he talks candidly about the industry. And a lot of the things I'm like, yep. But a lot of people were shocked about the thing that Jackson Wang from GOT7, he's a K-pop star, he's from China. And he's a solo artist, he's a big artist. He did an interview recently. I would implore everybody, please go watch this interview. Because he talks about dating, he talks about things that they do at the airport, he talks about all these things that I'm talking about, and tells you what things that has been in his experience during the industry and things that he can and cannot do. And for some of y'all know it, but for some of y'all be really shocked. But it's very enlightening because everything he said was true. Everything he said was true. And I promise you, there's a bunch of things he can't talk about. But the industry is full of bullshit. Like he talks about his contracts, he talks about why he can't date, why he can't be seen in public with certain people, and why they can't say certain things and they have to act a certain way. Jackson Wang interview, go look it up. It'll pop up in your searching in YouTube, and it'll pop up, and it is very, very, very enlightening. If you are trying to understand the business, I would suggest that you go on your own journey and learning what the K-pop industry, the history of the K-pop industry. I have videos on my channel talking about the history of the K-pop music and dance, but I need to do a video about the history of the K-pop industry itself, the inside of the industry itself. Because a lot of people, it is over y'all heads what these agencies are doing to your favorites, and what the agencies manipulate the fans. And there's a lot of lot of media play and manipulation that goes on. Either way, whether it be anti-fans, whether it be people writing vlogs dogging out certain people, it a lot of this stuff is orchestrated. A lot of the hatred that you hear is orchestrated. Some of the praise and the things, the good PR is PR. Some of it's just PR that they hope that'll go viral as publicity. It's all part of the persona and the reputation and the machine of K-pop. It has gotten worse over the years because of social media and TikTok. Music has gotten worse. We're going to talk about that in my live stream on Sunday. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel. Because again, we talk grown folk stuff here. I don't talk about, oh my God, he's so cute. I do a little bit of that too, but I talk about the business. I talk about things that are business conference from a business angle. What goes on beneath the industry that y'all don't see? And I don't like fan manipulation. I don't like black propaganda. I don't like a lot of things in the music industry that doesn't exist in the Western industry. So that's the kind of like the angle that I come from. I am a BTS fan. I am Army. I don't get me wrong, but I can recognize game, but game recognize game. I peep game all the time. I'm like, oh, this is game. This is fake, and I can pick out faker. And a lot of times I don't come on here and say anything, but I get real angry when people are going in on the fake. And I am a BTS fan. the fans about shit that the agencies is doing. That's when I get real angry. I saw that and I was like, people really posting videos talking about the fans shouldn't have did that. I'm like, the hell with that. The agency shouldn't have done that. The agency should have never put them in that position. With V and Jungkook standing up there with all the people after the military, the agency should have said no. I'm going to send out a message, fans, don't y'all show up. They know the fans going to show up. Why did they do that? Because the press has to get their shot. That's another thing. It's in conjunction with the media and the agency. They are the ones to blame. The media, Dispatch, Korea Now, all these outlets, they want their shot. They want their airport shot. They want their shot when they get out the out the military. They want their shot when they're on the way to an event. They want their shot at Paris Week or whatever. They want their shot. So the agency feels like they owe the media something. They owe the media. Okay, well, we got to go do this because we owe the media. Because that's how it works in Korea. But it backfires because the media be the first MFers to drag them. There's a story came out about Bang PD and all of that. There are some media outlets that are very friendly to BTS. There are some that are not. But they all feel like there's a pecking order to all of this in Korea. Some of y'all are shaking y'all heads because y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand how BTS was done because people feel like there's a pecking order with the media. Well, you can't get around Korean media because we deserve the exclusive first. Not the Western media, not this play. Y'all understand how BTS is done dirty because BTS kind of shook that order by having international fans first. So people didn't like that and people still don't like that. And so if you come back and tell the media, look, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, the media gets a little beside themselves like, well. So yes, there's things I'm going to talk about on Sunday about Bang PD again in the media over nothing. Because, some outlets, they just never fail to drag Hybe at any. It doesn't matter. Bang PD can sneeze wrong and these motherfuckers is over it. But he was innocent, right? They all over it. So again, it's the media and the agencies, but the agencies feel like they have to play ball with the media and give the media their shots and their due. The same thing while Sugar had to stand up there for a damn police line. This is the same thing. People like, why Sugar had to stand up there for the police line when he got in the scooter incident? Because the media is like, look, we need you to stand up here because we need our clicks and views. Same thing with V at the airport. Same thing about any artist at the airport. The media is like, we need our clicks and views because they know K-pop gets clicks and views. All the other little shit that they talking about, yeah. But we need the shot. We need the shot. And then fans are like, oh my God. I'm like, the media, this is for the media. This is for publicity. So y'all don't be manipulated by this. Y'all don't get angry at other armies because of this. Peep gang what it is. And just like, oh, I peep gang. I know what this is. And push it back on the media. And push it back on the agency for not doing their due diligence and trying to protect the artists. And I hope Big Hit learns from this. And I hope that they will do better. I just hope that they can do better. Because again, BTS is not TXT. They're not your other artists. They're not like other artists that you can just trot out at an airport and put 3 or 4 security guys up there and be like, hey, we good. Nothing to see here. Whew, glad we got that done. We're good here. Ain't that many, man, there may be 30, 40 people that show up, maybe 100. Baby, it was like 1,000 people there at that airport. Maybe they'll learn that damn lesson. Don't take BTS's popularity for granted. Armies, Big Hit, casual fans, anybody watching this video, do not take BTS popularity for granted. Y'all are taking BTS's popularity for granted. When they come out with another album, y'all finna be shocked. Y'all finna be fucked up in the game. Y'all finna be fucked up in the head. Because when BTS come out with another album and they're popular and people are running up on their cars and people are, oh my God, and people are going ape shit, y'all gonna be like, what is happening? BTS are no longer K-pop singers. They are global celebrities. Treat them as such. Have respect for them as such, as global celebrities. They are brand ambassadors. They are global celebrities. They are up there with Beyonce and Taylor and everybody else. BTS's star shines just as bright as anybody from the West. Do not treat them like they are garden variety K-pop singers who can walk through the cafe and snag them a fucking bubble tea, and everybody's supposed to stand there like deaf mutes and pretend that we don't know that they famous. They're gonna go to the cafe, they're gonna get their bubble tea, they're gonna get their boba, and everybody's gonna take a fucking picture. Okay, get over it. They can't stroll into the kimchi bar in Carrollton, Texas, where I stay, where there's a huge expat community of Koreans. They're not going to stroll through Koreatown, and everybody's supposed to just stand there like deaf mutes. The moment BTS decide to roll their ass up in Koreatown, the whole place is going to shut down, and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, BTS is here at this kimchi bar, girl. And they're going to call their friends, and everybody's going to come. And the army's going to get mad, oh my God, because you can't do that no more. They can do it in certain smaller countries. Maybe they can stroll. In certain places in Europe, certain places in America, they can do it. In Korea, it's becoming evident that they are not going to be able to get their stroll on in Korea. That they're not going to be able to just have a house just out here in the open, JK, with just some security cameras and some fencing, and be like, oh, that's okay. I need you, JK, I need you to go get you a shock fence. I need you to go get you a damn shock fence. And I need to get you a security guard. I need you to go get that top flight security. I need you to go get some security guards and an electrified fence. Because again, there's people around JK's home. People walking. It's like a tourist attraction. People walking up and down the street taking pictures of his home. As long as you stay on the public sidewalk, that's fine. But again, if you are expecting BTS to be treated with kid gloves and be able to be like, oh, well, you know, this applies to other celebrities, but it don't apply to BTS. Yeah, honey, it do. If Beyonce can't get out here where I live and walk her ass around this park without people going ape shit, then damn it, Jungkook ain't going to be able to do it here either. They are no better or no worse than any other celebrity. They're going to be more recognizable. They're going to be more out there in the public. The more out there in the public, less accessible to ARMY they're going to come. BTS cannot do in-person fan meets no more. I would advise against it strongly. Because it's a safety issue. And to have a safety concern and to do it anyway and then get mad because something crazy pops off is insane. If you're going to have a fan meet and greet, then 9 times out of 10, depending on how long it lasts and how many people are there, there's probably going to be a chance that somebody's going to act crazy. Because this is where we are now. We're here. Learn to navigate it, fans. We're here. We're here. And we're really about to be here come next spring. When they start touring and they have an album out and things start... Go watch, like I said, go watch them Beatles videos. And y'all, go watch them Beatles videos from the 60s. And y'all be like, oh, okay, this is where we're headed. If BTS doesn't want to be on this train, this publicity train, they can get off at any time. Some of y'all don't want to hear that, yes, publicity trades in privacy. Whether y'all like it or not. That's just the nature of the industry. Y'all want BTS to be walking around out here and at the mall and they just, doing whatever. Okay, that may work for you. But other fans, they crazy. Other fans don't give a shit. They're going to run up. They're going to be so excited. Not that they mean to hurt them, but they're going to run up to them and be like, oh my God, Opa, 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 Opa. And they don't know no better. You're going to have little kids who are going to be new fans running up to them going, oh my God, JK. Oh my God, V. And they don't know no better. You gonna tell a 12-year-old, oh my God, you have to respect the privacy and you have to do fan etiquette to a 12-year-old? They don't know no better. Don't be stomping on these people's joy. I'm not here to stomp on no fans' joy. If you're fortunate enough to meet BTS or see BTS out in person, I respect. I kind of expect you to be respectful and not going. If they said no, I'm not taking any pictures, I'm not doing any autographs, then I expect you to walk away and respect their privacy. But the idea that you're gonna go somewhere and you're not gonna take a picture or video and you're not gonna put that shit on TikTok, you've lost your fucking mind. You've lost the plot. People are going to do it. And you can't be upset about that because you're like, they global celebrities. This is what celebrities do. Again, think to yourself, what would you do if it was Beyonce? Fan or not? Because again, you're going to get into people who are not fans of BTS, who are going to listen to their music, who are barely going to know who they are, who don't know anything about their fandom. And they're going to want to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they're going to take that picture and they're going to go up to them and bug them. And they're going to be like, oh my God, BTS. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Girls, BTS is the butters. It's the butters, the butter them. They ain't even going to know the song, but they know that they're famous. I saw them on the Grammys. I saw them on TV. Ooh, girl, yeah. They was on that TV show. They're not going to know their music. They're not fans. They're just people because they're famous. They're celebrities. They're gonna run up to them and be like, oh my God, who aren't you JK? Aren't you Jimmins? Oh my God, it's Jimmins and JK. They ain't even gonna pronounce the name right. It's Jimmins and JK. That's how they gonna do. Oh my God, it's Jimmins. Jimmins? It's Jimmins and JK. Holy shit. Oh my God, is that Rap Monster? I think that's his name. Is it RMBM, SM? I don't know. Anyway, it's BTS, girl. They here. And they're not gonna know, like, they just know that they're celebrities. And they're gonna run up to them and be like, oh my God, can I have your autograph? Can you take a picture? Can you take a picture with me? That's what everybody do now. Don't they do that? And then they're gonna post it online. They're gonna be like, and whether they say no or not, they may just be like, they may just plop next to them and be like, oh my God, smile. JK, smile. Because people are like that. You're gonna get people who are like that. Oh my God, it's Jimmins. I can see it, and then you're gonna get little kids. You're gonna tell a 13-year-old, oh my God, well, you shouldn't do that. What the fuck? We the police now? We the fandom police now? Some little kid's gonna run up to them and be like, oh my God, mama, it's BTS. Isn't that what y'all want? I want BTS to be as famous, as popular as they want to be. But I want them to be smart about it and understand that they're gonna have to trade in their privacy for that. But I understand that when they come out with an album, it's going to bring a new generation of fans. It's going to bring a new generation of international fans, fans in Korea, casual fans that were 5-6 years ago, they were too little, and now they're 13, 14, 15, 16 years old now, and these little girls are going to go up to them and they're going to be screaming their fucking heads off, and they are not going to know how to act because they're going to be excited to be able to see a chance of BTS. And they didn't grow up in these fandoms because 5-10 years ago, they was like 6-7 years old, and now they're 13, 14. So we're getting into the next generation of fans. So don't be one of them fans, y'all. Don't be one of them old timer fans like back in my day, well, people didn't go up to K-pop singers. And back in my day, well, we didn't act like this online. And back in my day, we didn't take video without them knowing it because that's how it should really be done. And this is rude. And you sound like one of them old ass people who are like, get off my lawn. It's a new generation. It's a new day, Army. You have to understand and let these kids in. Or just new people. I'm a new person. I don't care about your fan etiquettes. I don't give a shit what y'all tell them. Nobody's going to tell me what to do on my own channel. Nobody's going to tell me what to do with my fandom. No one's going to tell me how to be Army. I'm not in Army spaces on Reddit or online. I'm in Army spaces here. This is my Army space where I rule. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to be Army. I will never on my channel tell you, well, you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't do this. Do you? I can have my opinion about certain things, But I'm not going to be like, well, you're not a real army. I've had people say that. I'm like, I buy the merchandise. I spend my money. I'm going to concerts. I'm more real army than the armies that's been fans for 10 years and ain't never been to a fucking concert or bought anything in their life supporting BTS. I'm a content creator for BTS. I bring publicity to BTS. I'm all about the bag with BTS. I'm all about increasing the fandom, not decreasing the damn fandom. Let me say it for the people in the back who didn't understand. The goal, one of the many goals of BTS Army, besides BTS, is to increase the fandom, not decrease the fandom. We are here to allow people in, not to exclude people out. This is not a power trip. I want all people to come and enjoy BTS. I want you to come as you are. Whether you gay, whether you straight, whether you think the members are gay, whether you think the members are straight. Whether you into psychics, whether you into tarots, whether you into fan art, whether you into shipping. Whether you old, whether you young, whether you live in India, you live in Bangladesh, you live in the UK, United States, or Korea, I want you guys all to come here. I don't discriminate or exclude anybody in their army experience. Whether you've never been to a concert, whether you old, whether you've been to 10 concerts, whether you're young, whether you old, I accept you all because I'm not here to police your fandom. Even if you want to be a crazy satsang, the best thing I can say to these satsangs out here, these super fans, is bitch, don't get caught, okay? Just girl, don't do nothing illegal. Don't do it. Don't do. I know some of y'all maybe a little one flew over the cuckoo's nest, but I'm like, girl, to my satsangs out there, girl, don't do it. Get help. That's all I gotta say. But if you want to obsess over, John Cook's draws, hey, I'm not here to monitor your fandom. If you want to write whole fan fiction about John Cook's draws, I'll be like, well, go with God. Like, I'm not here to tell you what you need to do in your corner of the fandom. All I'm saying is I can offer my opinions. And in my opinion, I let fans be fans. And I want fans to be excited. I want the artists to be safe. But then I want fans to express their fandom in the way they have it. And I'm not here to tell some 16, 17-year-old who going to be new to BTS that, girl, you need to pipe down over there, sister. Like, you need to not do this. And you can't be online and say this. I'm like, you know what? Do you? I'm like, are you hurting anybody? Are you defaming anybody? Everybody has their own opinion. People who don't like BTS, I welcome y'all too. I don't care if you do or do not like BTS. That don't offend me one bit. I am not in army spaces. I am surrounded by people who have no idea what K-pop is. My kids do not like K-pop at all. They make fun of BTS. They say things about BTS. I'm not that thin-skinned. You call BTS gay? I'm like, why would I care about that? I don't got nothing against no gay people. I'm not homophobic. I'm not in somebody's sex life or what they do. That doesn't offend me one bit. Oh, they gay? Okay, they might be. I'm not homophobic. If they gay, I still love BTS. If people think BTS is overrated, like I said, that's their opinion as long as you're respectful. I don't care. I don't understand why you would come here on my channel with that shit, but okay. But again, it's whatever how you want to express your fandom. And I get tired of these fan etiquette people, these gatekeeping people. No. I am not in army spaces. I'm not on your Reddits. I'm not on your chat boards. I'm sure in the hell ain't not on X. I have a Blue Sky account to advertise my channel. I don't connect with other armies on other platforms. This is my safe space for army. This is where I get down and express my love of BTS. And everybody else is just, y'all are along for the ride. You can come share it. You can like it and love it or hate it. I could care less. I don't get paid off of YouTube. This is a hobby for me. This is just one thing, one of 4 hobbies that I am collectively into. It is not that serious for me. It's not. I think of BTS in a business in an adult way. I have adult thinking about BTS. My goal with BTS is whatever that they want to do, I'm with it. Whatever, if they don't want to do something, I'm like, okay, I'm with it. I don't own BTS. I don't police BTS. If they want to disband tomorrow, then God knows. I'll be like, go with God. Okay, I'm still gonna ride. I'm still gonna be listening to my music and watching my videos and doing my videos. I don't feel like I have any ownership over the fandom, or I speak for the fandom. I hate people who act like they speak for the fandom. I don't. I let fans be fans. You want to stand at the airport for 3 hours and scream over V? It's not like you're doing something that has never been done before. People act like, oh my God, this is shocking. There's so many people at the airport. It's just shocking. I don't understand. I'm like, I've been around in music enough to know that, like, yeah, Michael Jackson, people were screaming at the airport back in the day. Michael Jackson was mobbed many times, many places, on stage. That's because y'all don't know the history of music. Y'all see, a lot of y'all, that's all y'all listen to is K-pop, and that's all y'all know. Y'all don't listen to any other Western artists and see what goes on. And like I said, K-pop is its own distinct thing. But BTS should never be in a pedestal where they're above or below any other westernized artist. They are not from the West, they are Korean, but they are just as popular. They're just as popular as anybody else. So I treat BTS like I would treat any other fandom. I treat ARMY like I would treat in any other fandom. There are differences there, but again, nobody is telling Swifties that they shouldn't be taking pictures of Taylor Swift. Nobody's telling the Beehive that if Beyonce goes somewhere that they shouldn't show up and they shouldn't be there, because they're going to show up and they're going to be there because they want to see Bey. They want to see Bey. They want to see her kids. They are going to show up. Nobody's telling the Beehive, you guys can't show up. And you guys are horrible fans if you show up. I'll be damned if you tell anybody in the Beehive that Beyonce show up at an event and the Beehive is not going to show up and show out. They're going to show up. The Beehive is going to fucking show up. They're going to run to wherever the hell Bey is at. Blue Ivy there too? Bitch, you best believe. Beyonce at the motherfucking barbecue place, bitch. You think people ain't gonna show up? They gonna hop on the Beehive real quick. They gonna text message and message each other and be like, damn it, Beyonce's at a barbecue shack in Houston, bitch. Half of Houston gonna be there. You think Houston not gonna show up? Half of Houston would be there. Onlookers, fans, gawkers, everybody would be there. She would show up with no security detail, and Beyonce would just stroll in and go eat at Joe's Rib Shack. I promise you, they would have to call the police. She would shut the whole street, the whole place down. No one is telling the Beehive that you can't take pictures of Bey, and you can't. Maybe her kids, yes, because they're minors. But nobody's like, oh my God, Beyonce somewhere, we're not taking a picture. That's crazy. Taylor Swift somewhere where you can't take it. No one's telling Swifties that. The Swifties gonna be on it. They be like, oh my God, Taylor Swift, you met her? You took a picture with her? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They be all excited. Oh my God, I was at this 4th of July picnic. Taylor Swift was there. She was there with her, oh my God. People taking pictures of her family. They taking pictures of her daddy. Her daddy gonna be in the picture. Her daddy gonna be in the picture like this. Her mama gonna be in the picture like this. Travis Kelce gonna be in the picture like this, grilling a fucking hot dog. Motherfuckers gonna be zooming in on the picture. Oh my God, it's Travis Kelce. Oh my God. Look, he's grilling a hot dog, girl. Look, he grilling. Everybody gonna be staring. Is he grilling a hot dog or some hamburgers? Hamburgers and hot dogs. I don't know, girl. Zoom in. I can't see. Girl, get the video out. We're gonna post it on TikTok. Oh my God, we had a July 4th picnic. The video gonna be like, we're at the July 4th picnic. Taylor Swift is here with Travis Kelce. Like, that's how it's gonna go. There's gonna be a whole documentary of Taylor Swift and her man and her parents and their friends at a picnic because today is 4th of July. Let Taylor Swift roll through. You will see 100 TikToks will pop up with the same shit. Everybody will be there filming. Will be there filming Taylor Swift on July 4th with her family in the camera. Nobody would give a shit in America. Nobody would care here. Everybody be like, girl, Taylor Swift, girl, let me get this video. Because it's going to bring clicks, it's going to be views, it's probably going to blow up your channel. If you have a video of Taylor Swift at a 4th of July picnic, people are going to take that shot. They're going to take that shot. Y'all BTS fans are nuts to think that BTS is going to walk up somewhere here in America, in LA, and anybody recognize them, and people are not going to take that shot. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are crazy to think that people have some kind of etiquette and you got to respect their privacy. They're you're nuts. If I don't expect that for Taylor Swift at a 4th of July barbecue, and I say that with tongue firmly in cheek and watch the pictures will pop up later on. But yeah, people are at events, and famous people sometimes attend these events, and people take pictures and videos of them, and they understand that. They like, oh, okay, it gets tedious. But BTS again, they're not snowflakes. They're at the level to where I think they understand that they're celebrities. I think if they don't know, then they're free to find out real quick. But I think BTS knows that they're celebrities and they know how to navigate that. I hope. So y'all start treating them like they fragile little children. They understand that they're celebrities, and they understand that like they're gonna get more scrutiny and more pressure, especially leading up to this album. And they're supposed to be coming to America to do it. I mean, we're gonna talk about the album on Sunday, but they're coming here to America, so don't be surprised if people are gonna post things who are not BTS fans. They're gonna see BTS out somewhere and they're gonna recognize them, or somebody next to them is gonna be like, look over there's BTS, and somebody's gonna take pictures and videos. So y'all don't get y'all panties in a wad over this bullshit, because it's just the nature of them being celebrities. So that's my video for today. I hope y'all learned something as I ramble on. I'd like to say hello to everybody that came on here and viewed my video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, add your own comment. I'm changing my live streams to, if you're subscribed to my channel, you comment, because I don't have moderators, and I don't have time to be sitting here moderating your content. So no, you cannot comment unless you subscribe. So I will have a live stream on Sunday where I talk about all the updates. I will talk about BTS, the Bang PD. I'll talk about Minhee Jin and New Jeans and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm going to talk about the music industry as well, and how BTS are pretty much the saviors of the how people are expecting BTS to save the industry, because the industry popularity has waned over the past 3 years since BTS has been gone. So we're going to have a discussion about that. Central Standard Time, American time, 8 p.m. So make sure y'all don't miss. If you missed this video, you can just rewind and go back to the beginning and listen to my rant. But this is more like a rant. I had to come on here and rant to people because I hate to see stuff like this. It just really it gets under my skin and really irks me. So I apologize, y'all. I'm a little ranty. But anyway, until next time, y'all, I appreciate everybody that's been here. I didn't think anybody's going to be here. Like I said, it's a holiday here in America. So anyway, I got to start going to the movies today with my kids and going out to eat. I think we're going to a Korean restaurant today. Speaking of Koreatown, we're going to a Korean restaurant today. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out! Bangtang forever. Bangtang Mafia.